Hi guys, welcome down to Quest Golf Studio. Here with myself, Rick Shiels, and my mid-handicap tester, Rob Potter. We've just done loads of testing on the Titleist gear already, on the AP1 and AP2. We're now moving into the Players clubs. Real players. So we've got the Titleist CB and we've got the Titleist MB. These are the 716 models, so the brand new ones. We're going to do them together because really this is a test / review that is with some level slightly pointless because these are very, very demanding golf clubs. And no disrespect to Rob, but even when Jordan Spieth is even scared to use these rascals, then you've got to think, you know, are they too out of reach? But we're going to put it to the test.
The fear of youth, that worries me. That Spieth is scared of him.
I might be putting my words into his mouth there, but he's using AP2s and not using these. Right, so let's start off with CB. So I'll let you take that MB off you first. CB. So CB is still the cavity back iron. That's what the CB stands for. It is slightly the forgotten child in these 4 sets of golf clubs Titleist have got out at the moment. You generally hear a lot of talk about the AP1, AP2 and MBs, but CBs generally get forgotten about because they sit very closely to the AP2s in performance to a degree. We've got this in 6 iron, which is 31 degrees, so 1 degree weaker than the AP2. Still a forged head, still got tungsten in, but not as much. But it's not packed out at the back. There is a real clear cavity around the head. Talk to me.
So it's kind of like the ginger middle child syndrome, this, isn't it?
I would say so. Yeah.
Like
some people love it, not everyone.
So it's Marmite. Right, okay.
As in the fact that I'm not saying people don't love it, it's just that it just seems to just get forgotten about.
It's the forgotten middle child.
It really is a forgotten golf club.
Yeah. I like it. I like the look of it. I like the simplistic design to it as well. There's nothing that screams of we've thrown uber millions and come up with something ridiculously, stupidly. Not that Titleist have done that with their other previous 2 irons. I just really like the looks of this. It reminds me a lot like my 981s that I had. Was it 981s or 962s? One of them 2. Very much reminds me of those in terms of how the cavity is in the back.
Yeah.
The ones that I had, the bulge was a little bit lower in the base of the club, in the bottom there.
I don't think the CB's changed an awful lot.
I like the looks of this.
The reason why it doesn't potentially look as flashy is because if, let's say, Titleist is trying to appeal to the higher handicapper or the mid-handicap tester, well, they want to see that shelf appeal of the AP1 or the AP2. The player who's hitting CB has already fallen in love with CB, already knows that they want a CB. So they don't, on looks-wise, performance on the shelf, they don't have to sell it as much. It becomes a little bit easier to make look more traditional, I would say. Because that is a very traditional looking iron.
Yeah, you don't have to push it because it does exactly what it says on the tin. It reeks what it could do.
It's just that kind of very classic looking iron. So 6 iron, 31 degrees. Like I said, this has not been full respect for Rob. This is just giving him a bit of giving you guys a bit of a slice of how this club could potentially perform. When you see it on GC2 in a minute, the white lines of the AP1, which was carrying in and around 155, 156. The red lines are the AP2, which was carrying around 148. And I can't see this doing anything more than 146, really, on a good hit.
Yeah, I think so.
I would be surprised.
I think so.
Just because the loft is a little bit more, and it's not designed for distance, this iron.
No, that's fine.
But I'd be interested to get your feedback about your feel. I thought that.
Oh, wow, that feels nice.
I think that might be actually 146 on the nose. 147.
That feels so nice.
That was the best sound of an iron shot I've heard you hit today.
Yeah,
It sounded lovely.
Yeah, I do. I like the feel of that.
Let's hit a few more.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
A bit casty, but
a little bit off the bottom groove, but considering it's actually still done very, very
still
well.
Still good, isn't it? I like this. I really like this golf.
So 147 again. We'll see more height. We'll probably see a little bit more spin. Yeah, a tiny bit more spin, but not a lot. 147 average carry distance at the moment, which is honestly, I can't imagine anything more than that, really. And it's not designed for that.
No, it's not.
It's designed for a field golf club that performs and hits certain shapes, etc.
I could just hit this all day.
You like it, aren't you?
I do. I could just hit this golf club all day long.
So,
preferably a little straighter. But
well,
I can
that was
still
a
sit all day
fraction left, but I mean that's more down to
147
yourself.
again.
147 again. The 3 shots that have all hit 147. We'll go one more, and then we're going to get into this.
Is that a bad boy? Okay.
The MB.
You're like Dr. Evil with that bait. You
This
just
one-
want
this-
to see my hands fizz, don't you?
This, knowing that I'm not hitting this golf club on a day where it's below below 0 in the UK.
Guys and girls, I'm going to man up and hit this golf club, and I'm not going to
Flinch.
flex in my face.
We might
nothing.
get some
I'm gonna
close-ups on. We might get some close-ups on your face. Let's go one more with this AP. Sorry, this CB. TITLEIST CB.
Go on,
little bit more
147 again.
pulley.
Give me another
I
147.
think it might have gone longer actually.
It probably has done because it's gone
Yeah.
left.
So, like I said, that left shot was a one where you might have tried to squeeze a bit more out of that.
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
147, I'll take that last shot out because it was a bit of a horrible shot. 147 carry distance
Right.
on average with the CB. Just while it's fresh after hitting it, actually, let me swap that back over. Just while it's fresh after hitting it, give us a quick summary so far, then we'll do a bigger one at the end.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
That was easy. Right, so TITLEIST MB. This is the muscle back iron. This is Adam Scott only iron, basically. I think Adam Scott and Jimmy Walker use this.
Right.
It is an incredibly bladed golf club. It's 6 iron, which is at 31 degrees. It is... Go on, talk me through it.
It's like looking at rice paper. It's that thin.
What do you think about the actual looks? Regardless of whether you feel friendly with it, what do you think about the actual looks of the golf club?
Very traditional, very old school.
I think it's sexy as hell.
I do. This is something I would see the likes of Langer, Faldo, Lyle, the old school golfers using.
Yeah, you could imagine them still having a set of these in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bag.
Who I
Maybe not
grew up
716s.
watching. This is who I'd imagine hitting these. It's like the Mizuno blades as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it looks. It's certainly not a golf club that would encourage a mid to a high handicapper to go out and get. But then again, I don't think there's many low handicappers that would go out to go and get this.
I'm not sure who goes and gets this.
Even in the amateur market.
I'm not sure who goes and gets this. They've been very honest in saying this has not changed that much from the last year's model.
Yeah.
Because what can you change in a head size that's only that big? So it's not hardly anything changed. It's just a little bit of a facelift, and it looks a bit sleeker.
Based on my job that I do, I would give this a lane 1 closure for a low handicapper, a lane 2 closure for a mid handicapper, and a full motorway closure for a high handicapper.
There you go.
You don't go near it.
There you go. Right, give it a whack. Let's see what you're doing with it. So let's get close-ups of Rob's face. No, I'm joking. Let me
Don't do that to people.
let me just quickly change this this line. What colour line would you like?
We'll go for a green. Let's have a green. Let's have a dark green. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go Masters green.
Masters green.
Masters
right.
green.
So
with the green.
well, I suppose that Adam Scott has won round the Masters.
There you go. You see.
Let's give it a whack.
Bear in mind, I did start playing golf with blades anyway, so this doesn't really scare me to hit
I would
it.
be surprised 145, 146 total distance.
If I'm
carry
lucky.
distance. Lovely, lovely strike, sir. Maybe the green wasn't the best choice. It's a bit hard to see, but we can still see it land. It's that big pull that kind of goes left on you. Yeah, it goes big and left.
Yeah.
157 carry, but a big left.
Yeah,
shot.
big left. Big left. So you
Feel
can't.
nice?
Yeah, very nice.
It
off the
sounded.
face.
I must admit that sounded lovely.
Very, very nice off the face. So we're going green line with a green ball. Okay.
Better hit. Or was it? I can't really tell. I'm waiting to see your reaction.
It's a nice hit. Again, I like this. I do like this golf club. Would I
No
have
one
it
wants
in my...
to see that, Rob. People want to see you thin it and hurt your hands.
Yeah, no, because you're vindictive and evil.
146, slightly higher spin rate, which you would imagine with this style of head. So just over 4,500 spin this time. Come on, let's have a couple of straight down that target line. Ooh,
That wasn't the good. That was a bit chunky.
That's what we want to see.
That was a bit chunky. Yeah, well, at least it went thin. That was the main thing. I wasn't going to start.
We want to see you thin. We want to see you thin. Right, 134. Yeah, terrible golf shot.
Yeah, that was awful. That was awful.
Which God, you're going to imagine. Christ, there's no help.
No help, but yeah, I was still getting it out there. That's what I like about it.
That sounded lovely.
That really felt nice.
Oh, we didn't see a thin. Probably about 147 again, actually. Let's see what the carry distance actually finished at. Yeah, 147.
147.
So,
Just surprising results then.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect much difference between that and the
muscle back.
and the CB, yeah. So, with regards to what we talked about before about the left shot on the AP1, I might just revisit that and say I think left shot is more pilot error, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't think the AP1 massively is making that left, because even with no offset, Rob was still hitting those left. I'd like to say, I'll have a quick look through distances, but I really don't see a huge amount of point. Let me just take that third shot out, because it was a bit of a horrible shot.
Yeah.
And we took one out of the CB, so it's only fair. 147 for the CB on average carry distance. For the MB, you had that big first one that went left, which was carrying at 157, but the other two carried at around 146, 147, but with higher spin rates, so spinning nearer to 4,500 on average compared to the just over 4,000 on average with the CB. Just the way the head will be designed, that will help.
Right.
But I'm not exact. I'm just sharing numbers rather than almost, I don't know, discussing them, because I don't think there's an awful lot to discuss.
No, there's not.
It's
really
going to go that far. That is just how this club's going to go. It's not rocket fueled. Quick summary of that one.
Right, as I said, so lane 3, lane 2, and lane 1
MB.
closures. High handicapper, forget about it. Mid handicapper, unless you know that your handicap is decreasing, it's decreasing rapidly, then you could potentially maybe look at something like this.
Have a poster on your bedroom wall.
Yes.
That's
like
as
it
close as you
and
maybe should get.
Shine a light on it.
Next,
then for
lower
low handicap,
kind of single figure guys.
Ultimate confidence. If you've already got that distance in you, then you don't need anything that's going to give it oomph.
Yeah.
So if you want the creative shots and stuff like that, you traditionalist golfer, good club to go for.
Yeah.
I personally, I really like it. I genuinely like it. If I was a bit stronger, a bit more accurate, I'd go for them.
So
that.
give us a bit of an idea of Rob's rating on these rascals. So
Right.
CB first, cavity
first.
back first.
Beautiful, gorgeous, love it. That is getting the same as the other two. That's getting the 8.
The 8.5 you've given it, yeah.
This is getting an 8.5.
Right, okay.
All 4 clubs, Titleist have brought 4 clubs out there that are beautiful in their own respect.
So what
and I like them.
potentially you might have lost with distance on the AP1, you feel you've gained what from these?
I've gained in feel, confidence-wise. Personally, for me, I'm not being cocky or arrogant. It doesn't overly fear me.
Okay.
I do like these. I like all 4 of them. Really impressed.
So 8.5 across the board, but where some of those clubs with the AP1 and the AP2 potential was more forgiving and distance fueled, these rascals, even though the distances weren't quite as good, the feel was made well and made up for it. Well and
It's
truly
positive
made
and
up.
negatives. That there's some, the other ones have positives in terms of the distance wise, but the looks, they still look a nice club, but they weren't as wow.
Yeah.
So
they've almost got 8.5s in different ways.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Rob, you've been a star as always. We're going to get on some more testing, so stay tuned. Coming to my channel very soon. There's already loads of videos out already, so go and see those ones. Do subscribe to my channel, do comment down below, and also go and see Rob on his social media. And we'll see you very soon, coming back with more testing from Rob Potter and some more, I don't know, just great testing. I love it when
The hands didn't fizz.
I know. My hands feel cold just watching it. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.